All right, boys and girls, we are going to learn how to draw a 3D cube in about 6 simple steps. All right, boys and girls, well, a shape is a two-dimensional element created from line, and it can be positive or negative. It's flat. And a form is created when you add depth, and it turns from two-dimensional into three-dimensional. We're also going to be talking about parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that are always the same direction apart and they never touch. I should say that more clearly. They're the same distance apart and they never touch. Okay, our first step is starting to draw the corner that's nearest you. There's a couple ways we could start this, but I find this 3/4 view of a cube is probably the most interesting. For the purpose of this lesson, we'll be focusing on this view. So it's actually following the 2-point perspective concepts. So just begin by drawing the corner of the cube or box that's nearest to you. It should look something like this. Straight line down. Step 2 is drawing the bottom edges. For the bottom edges of a cube or box, you're going to draw 2 lines, forming a slight V shape. The length of these lines are going to determine the overall shape of your box. If you want your final drawing to look like an even cube, make sure the lines are roughly the same length. Step 3 is draw the top edges. Next, you're going to draw the lines for the upper edge of your cube that are closest to you. So these should form a slight V shape. It's important that these lines are parallel to the corresponding lines on the bottom of the cube. You can see I'm using my pencil to make sure they're parallel. The top and the bottom lines to the left of the corner must be parallel to each other, as well as the top and bottom lines to the right of your corner being parallel to one another. And remember, parallel means that they're the equal distance from each other, so they don't get closer or farther away. They stay the equal distance from one another, and you want to copy that kind of angle too. That's why I've been angling the pencils. Step 4 is now you want to connect these lines with 2 vertical lines. And both of these lines need to be parallel with your initial corner line. So these 3 lines, if they're not parallel with each other, your cube will start to look a little funky. So that's why I'm straightening my pencil and then I'm following that straight line. So you want to draw the edges furthest from you. Add in the edge of the cube that's farthest away from you. Again, keep these lines parallel with their counterparts across from them. And the final step is adding depth to this 3D box or cube shape. The last thing you'll need to do is add in the far corner to the inside of your cube. This line should be also parallel with those other 3 vertical lines. Now vertical lines run up and down. And here is what my completed cube or box looks like. You can add shading to the front and the side of your cube. You could have designs on the front of the cube or box, if you'd rather call it a box. And within this box, we are going to draw some fantastic spectrums, which are rainbows, and you can have them pouring within the box in any design you prefer. Or you could have stripes for red, white, and blue for a kind of a patriotic feel. You get to decide, and let's see how you finish your work. Boys and girls, within this film, I failed to put the line in the back of the box if you'd like to show the back corner. So of course you can bring that line down from that back corner and bring it down right to the front edge. And then you'll have that feeling of that box. Okay, boys and girls, you can add a rainbow or a spectrum. You can see the variety of designs within these boxes. Drops, rainbows coming through, split rainbows, swirly ones, wavy. You decide how you'd like to plan your drawing. Of course, you can decorate something on the front of the box. My theme is going to be more of a theme of sort of a patriotic theme. I'm going to be doing kind of ribbons or lines that represent the American flag. So I'm going to be going with a red, white, and blue theme. And right now I'm just sort of setting up my stripes. I really don't want them to be straight, so I'm curving them out. I think a couple different directions might be interesting. I would like to have time to work on the front of the box too. I thought of maybe putting a design or words that said, "Your vote counts," or something of that sort. Or maybe some stars. I don't completely finish this during our session, but I think I'm just basically going to start setting up some a color scheme here of red, white, and blue, and you decide how you will set up your work. Thank you.